On Thursday's episode of The View, a shouting match broke out when Whoopi Goldberg attacked Republicans for refusing to fight for Ukraine when Donald Trump held up aid in 2019. Take a look.
Now, the president is also getting a mixed bag of criticism from Republicans on how he's handling this conflict. Take a look.
The longer President Biden waits trying to figure out excuses to not offend Putin, it's costing lives in Ukraine.
This administration has been far too slow, not only in their implementation of sanctions, but the lack of completeness of sanctions. The Ukrainian people need those MIGs, and they need them now. They needed them yesterday.
The problem is this administration has delayed time and again, creating the situation to be worse, giving the wrong message to Putin.
The Biden team is resigned to failure to Putin's winning.
I mean, I'm sorry, where were all these Republicans when the former guy in office was holding money hostage, saying, we're not going to give you the money until you give me the information about Beau Biden? What not Beau Biden?
Hunter.
Is it Hunter Biden? I mean, I don't remember them being concerned at all that there was an issue, particularly when the president of Ukraine said, listen, we need this. We need to be able to defend ourselves. And he dangled. Where the hell were y'all? I don't remember you giving a good, blessed...
Well, Whoopi, let me tell you where I was. I was at the United States Department of Defense, and we were working around the clock to get this aid released to Ukraine, to get security assistance
Why
released.
was he holding it up?
I think that that's a question that was covered in impeachment, and I think a lot of folks are looking back on the first impeachment and saying, hey, I should have voted differently.
Yeah, but the offense at is the fact that they are... What I'm taking offense at is that the fact that these people are suddenly all concerned now about what's happening.
And how concerned are they if last Thursday 31 Republicans voted against providing military aid for the Ukraine?
No, and that's
31 Republicans.
I don't disagree.
They voted in line with the impeachment. They decided not to try to impeach him because of his actions in Ukraine. And they just last Thursday, Alyssa, voted against giving Ukraine aid. So this is a lot of posturing by the Republican Party, and I think it's despicable, and I think it's disgusting, and I don't think we should defend it.
Well,
Former Secretary of Defense Leon Panetta said Thursday on Bloomberg Television's Balance of Power with David Weston that the U.S. is fighting a proxy war with Russia, whether we say so or not, and should provide as much military aid as possible to Ukrainian fighters. Diplomacy is going nowhere unless we have leverage, said Panetta, who also served as director of the CIA. The way you get leverage is by frankly going in and killing Russians. Panetta didn't specify what type of military aid the U.S. should give Ukraine, but said the only way to persuade Putin that he should take some kind of an off-ramp is to continue to beat him on the battlefield. In news of other aid to Ukraine, Slovakia is willing to provide its S-300 air defense system to Ukraine if the NATO country receives an appropriate replacement or an air defense capability guaranteed for a certain period of time. Slovakia's Minister of Defense said at a press conference with U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin. Slovakia relies on the Russian-made S-300 for its own air defense, so without a replacement, there would be a security gap. The NATO country is in discussion with the U.S. and the alliance, Austin said without providing further details. Slovakia is one of 3 NATO countries that have the Russian-made air defense system. The other 2 are Bulgaria and Greece. Governor of New York Kathy Hochul unveiled stricter sanctions against Russia Thursday and vowed to deliver 100,000 pounds of medical supplies to Ukraine as the country's people suffer their 3rd week of the Russian invasion. 200 pallets of supplies are set to ship from Afaya Foundation, a medical humanitarian nonprofit based in Yonkers, where Hochul spoke in a brief address at its warehouse where she said, "We're continuing ramping up our efforts to do what we can to support these individuals, not just with our prayers, not just with our thoughts, but with real supplies that we hope will save lives." The governor also announced state agencies and authorities would cease business with any companies continuing to do business with Russia amid already severe sanctions by the U.S. and Western allies. Thank you for watching. Please be sure to visit us at rawstory.com. And if you'd like to see more of The Raw Report, please like and subscribe and join others who like their news raw too.